Good morning. Today is Thursday, June 16th, 2022, and we're continuing to following what is becoming an increasingly concerning outbreak of monkeypox. The World Health Organization recently saying that they will be convening a meeting next week on June 23rd to determine whether or not this outbreak should be declared as a public health emergency of international concern. That would be a very serious declaration from the world's leading health organization. Currently, there are only two diseases for which this type of declaration applies, those being the COVID-19 pandemic and polio. So if the World Health Organization does come to that decision next week, it certainly would be very significant. The World Health Organization also saying that they want to give monkeypox a new name to avoid stigmatization and discrimination, and that potentially being released next week when they make that decision about whether to call this a public health emergency of international concern. Nonetheless, there are many new cases of this virus. It has been spreading quite rapidly around the world, and dozens, if not hundreds, of cases in countries. So let us look at some of the new updates since we last spoke about this. The United Kingdom reporting an additional 54 cases of the virus over the past 2 days, bringing the total number of cases in the country to 524. There are currently 504 confirmed cases in England, 13 in Scotland, 2 in Northern Ireland, and 5 in Wales. Most of those cases that are in England being confirmed in the capital, London, which has been an initial epicenter of the outbreak. Spain, over the past few days, reporting an additional 149 cases, bringing the total number there to 518. We can see here that in the capital, Madrid alone, the cases are nearing 400. Madrid, an epicenter of this outbreak as well, at least in the country of Spain. So that brings the total number of cases in Spain to 518. We have another update from the Robert Koch Institute. Over the past 2 days, Germany has reported an additional 76 cases of the virus, bringing the total number there to 305. This is still distributed over 11 federal states. Germany has a total of 16, and you can see there the list of the federal states to which this virus has spread. Portugal, also a country that early on had a large outbreak. They reported over the past few days a total of 32 new cases of the virus, bringing the total number in the country to 241. You can see here the most recent update, additional 10, again, bring the total number of cases to 241. Most infections being reported in the capital, Lisbon. Canada reporting an additional 37 cases of the virus, bringing the total number there to 159. You can see that most of the cases are in Canada's epicenter, Quebec, specifically the capital of, or I don't know actually if it's the capital, but the city of Montreal. We have what appear to be some additional cases in Ontario, likely in Toronto, and we also have one additional case in British Columbia after they had reported their first case in Vancouver. And here we are, Montreal Gazette calling Montreal the epicenter of the monkeypox outbreak in North America, with 126 cases of the virus. Montreal and Toronto really making significant efforts to vaccinate at-risk populations, or or rather just individuals that have been exposed to this virus, but insisting that there's still no cause for alarm. France reporting an additional 34 cases of the virus, and that brings the total number of cases in metropolitan France to 125. You can see the breakdown there. 91 cases in Ile-de-France, also known as Greater Paris. And the virus does continue to spread in France. 125 cases there now. The United States Centers for Disease Control continuing to update us on the spread of the disease in the United States. There are a total now of 84 cases of the disease in the country. A state-by-state breakdown. Also, this is an increase of 19 cases from the last update, by the way. State-by-state breakdown, 5 new cases in the state of New York, bringing the total number of cases there to 16. Most of these cases are in New York City. Massachusetts reporting an additional 3 cases, bringing the total number there to 6. Pennsylvania reported 1 additional case, bringing the total number in the state to 2. California reported 1 additional case, bringing the total number of cases in the state of California to 16. Illinois added 2 cases, bringing the total number in that state to 10. Florida reported an additional 4 cases, bringing the total number to 9. The District of Columbia reported 1 additional case, bringing the total number there to 3, and then Nevada most recently reporting its first case of the virus. That being reported by the Southern Nevada Health District, a probable case, which the CDC is considering a confirmed case in Clark County being home to Las Vegas, which is the largest city in the state of Nevada. And that is the update for the United States. An additional 19 cases bring the total number in the country to 84. We expect that to continue to grow. An update from the Netherlands. An additional 35 cases over the past 2 days bring the total number of cases in the Netherlands to 95. Netherlands almost at 100 cases of the virus. Belgium, which is just to the south of the Netherlands, reporting an additional 28 cases, bringing the total number there to 54. That's a pretty significant jump, or rather to 52. A pretty significant jump from where it was before, just in the 20s. Now 52 confirmed cases in Belgium. Italy reporting what appears to be an additional 11 cases of the virus. This data we're getting from the European Centers for Disease Control, which is essentially tracking the number of cases in all the different European countries and also around the world. They suggest that Italy has reported an additional 11 cases, bringing the total number in Italy to 48. We have an update from Switzerland. At least in the past 24 hours, they recorded an additional 8 cases of the virus, though over the past 48 hours, they recorded an additional 9 cases, that being from our last update, for a total number of 28 cases in Switzerland. Perhaps quite intriguingly, Poland reporting an additional 11 cases since we last had an update. They had only announced their first case just a week ago or so, but now here they are, 12 confirmed cases of the disease in Poland. Ireland reporting an additional 1 case of the virus, and that again being via the European Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So Ireland at 10 cases. Sweden also coming to 10 cases after reporting an additional 4 since the last update on June 10th. You can see here it was at 6 cases. Now there are 10 cases in Sweden. No region by region breakdown, no geographic breakdown of where this virus is being identified in Sweden, but nonetheless 10 total cases of the disease in Sweden as of June 15th, 2022. Denmark reporting over the past few days an additional 4 cases. You can see here most recently today, June 16th, reporting 1 additional case, and that brings the total number of infected people in Denmark to 8. So there are now 8 confirmed cases of the disease in Denmark. You can see as well they announced that they have purchased around 3,000 vaccines for monkeypox, and they've already received 200 from the Netherlands. And the monkeypox vaccines that they ordered will arrive today, so Denmark using that in their fight against this outbreak. Israel, since we last had an update, reporting 2 new cases, bringing the total number in the country to 6 this year. The new dashboard from the Israeli Ministry of Health. I don't believe they really do any sort of geographic breakdown, but nonetheless, 6 cases of the virus in Israel. Argentina reporting an additional 2 cases, that being, again, something that we're learning from the European Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and bringing the total number of cases in Argentina to 5. Also in South America, Brazil reporting an additional 3 cases of the virus, bringing the total number there to 5. This includes a few new infections in Sao Paulo, which is where the first case of the disease was identified in Brazil, but also the first cases of the disease in Rio Grande do Sul, which is in the south of Brazil, and also in Rio de Janeiro. So Brazil, a total of 5 cases now in 3 different geographic regions in the country. Finland reporting an additional 2 cases of the virus. This also, again, being an update from the European Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and bringing the total number of cases in Finland to 5. In Latin America still, Mexico reporting an additional 3 cases of the virus, bringing the total number there to 5. 4 of these cases are in Mexico City and 1 in the state of Jalisco, which is related to a patient that fled Mexico for the U.S., basically, after being told to isolate. Nonetheless, 3 additional cases in Mexico for a total of 5 in that country. We also have, yet again, another update from the European Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Iceland reporting 1 new case of the virus, bringing their total number to 3. Again, that being an update from the European CDC. Romania recently reported its first case of the virus. Romania now reporting an additional 2 cases of the disease, bringing the total number in the country to 3. We can see here that one of the 2 new cases being in a 31-year-old man who started displaying symptoms on June 10th, so almost a week ago, and displaying himself in a hospital in Bucharest to receive treatment, him being one of these 2 new confirmed cases for a total of 3 in Romania. And then in terms of countries that are reporting their first confirmed cases of the virus, Georgia in Central Asia, in the Caucasus region rather, they're reporting their first confirmed case of the disease. So that is the first confirmed case in Georgia. Also in Luxembourg reporting their first confirmed case as of yesterday, Wednesday, 15th of June, 2022, that being reported by the Luxembourg Ministry of Health. And so this is where we are today. Significant number of cases. United Kingdom, Spain, 500,000 cases each, for a total now in the world of 2,314 confirmed cases of this virus, 51 suspected, for a total number of confirmed and suspected 2,365 cases. We expect this to continue to grow over the coming days. If anything, the outbreak has been accelerating over the past few days. A lot of new cases in just the past day or 2 alone, and the World Health Organization, with that meeting to consider whether or not this should be a public health emergency of international concern, that really is an indicator of what they see happening here and what they expect to continue happening. We will continue to monitor that, see what new name they come for this disease, and whether or not they do declare that public health emergency of international concern next Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. But nonetheless, that is the update for today, Thursday, June 16th, 2022, and we'll continue to monitor this disease as it continues to spread. Thank you.